So what really is a private student loan? How does it work, and how is it different from a federal student loan? Essentially, a private student loan is used to help cover the cost of paying for school. A private student loan isn't part of the federal program, and your lender is going to be whichever lender that you have decided to work with. With a federal student loan, your lender is always going to be the federal government. If you've already completed all your financial aid forms, if you've already received all the financial grants and all the scholarships that you're going to receive, it may be time to look into other options to help cover that gap. Now, most people say, why wouldn't I just borrow a federal student loan over a private student loan? In some cases, it is more beneficial to look and borrow a federal student loan. But in some cases, mainly looking at those PLUS loans and parents who are looking to help borrow loans to help their child pay for school, it may be worth it to compare some of your private student loan options. With both private student loans and federal student loans, there actually could be some limitations with how much you can borrow. With the federal student loan program, some loans actually have annual and aggregate, which is another word to say total loan limits. With private student loans, you actually don't really necessarily have loan limits. However, in both cases, with a federal student loan and a private student loan, your school can't allow you to borrow more than your cost of attendance minus all other financial aid already received. And that includes some loans, some grants, scholarships, and all that other stuff. Federal student loans have built-in origination fees or loan fees. Private student loans may or may not have origination or loan fees depending on your credit, so that's something to keep in mind. Another major difference between a private student loan and a federal student loan is the way that interest rates are determined or set. With a private student loan, the interest rate is actually based on your own credit worthiness and current market trends. Your lender will actually evaluate your credit history, your work history, and your debt to income ratio. With a federal student loan, if you're determined eligible by your school for the Direct Stafford Loan Program, you're actually not going to have to go through a credit check at all. The difference is with the Direct Stafford Loan. The Direct Stafford Loan could actually have annual and aggregate total limits that you can borrow in that particular type of loan. So that's a little bit how they're the same and a little bit how they're different. However, if you are looking to borrow something like a Direct Plus loan for a parent or a graduate student, there could be a credit check that's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be as involved as the private student loan type of credit check because the U.S. Department of Education is only looking to see if you have adverse credit. However, both programs, if they require a credit check, will allow you to apply with a cosigner if you need to. Sometimes it can be really easy to apply, qualify, and be happy that you got the money. But you actually want to look ahead. When we're looking at private student loans and federal student loans, or any student loans for that matter, you want to understand all the terms and conditions, including the different types of repayment plans available, or other options that can actually help you extend your repayment term out. And now when we get into repayment terms, there's also significant differences here. With a federal student loan, there's a lot of different repayment options, including some repayment options that are tied to your income. With a private student loan, repayment terms and conditions are actually set by your lender. So you want to make sure you read through all those terms and conditions to determine which loan has the best benefits for you. My name is Elaine Rubin, Senior Contributor and Communication Specialist here at Advisors. If you have any questions or any topics that you want to see covered, make sure to comment below. And don't forget to subscribe because you don't want to miss out on the topics we're going to break down for you.